Even just hitting the record button is a battle against battery life, storage, sunlight. From the second we are born, the clock is ticking. There really is no clock, and we've all been trapped by the mechanical clock on the wall. If I had a time machine and I could go back, I'd slow down. I'd slow down whenever I hurt myself slightly, be it an injury, and getting back to training and not letting my body be still and recover. These demons will put all bunch of scenarios in your head that aren't even real, and they'll make you think that they're real. And your job as a human being put on this planet is to maybe not ignore it, because when you ignore it, then you're unaware of it and then you become unconscious. You can't lose to that demon he makes up scenarios that aren't even real, that don't even end up happening most of the time, almost at all. And you realize that it's nothing. It's literally nothing. What your mind does is try to time travel. And the only way for your mind to time travel into the future is to reach back into the past. It has its roots. The way it gets its foundation is so weak that it gets its foundation from the past. It sticks its roots in so it can grow into, quote unquote, grow into a future. That's how your mind creates false expectations. It plants itself into the past. What do the roots do? They go in the ground and they suck up nutrients. It's sucking up the nutrients of the past, and it's using that to create like this fungus that's feeding off something that doesn't even exist anymore and creating something that also doesn't exist. And your job is to see it and not believe it. You have to go into things with an empty mind. Because if you go into things, if you listen to that little demon, you aren't experiencing it for what it is. You're blind by your past, which the future, your quote unquote future that your mind has created, it's using those roots and pulling and almost manifesting the past, creating like a vicious cycle in your mind that's not even really happening. Say it's like a fear of doing something new. We all fail when we do something new. So what your mind does is go back into the past, and it uses the past's roots. Okay, you start something new, you fail, and then if you let that scare you away, your failure, then when you go to try something else new, what your brain is going to do is put the roots into the past and think that you're going to fail again, creating a false future, and you can't listen to that because it's not even real. It's not even real. It could be something completely unrelated to the last thing you've done, and since you failed at the last thing that you tried, you're going to let your brain stop you from doing something completely unrelated based off a false premise. This is a survival instinct. This is animalistic nature. What separates you from an animal as a human with a neocortex, you have to be able to recognize when it's resourceful. Most of the time in modern life, that type of thinking is not resourceful. You need to realize that is animal nature, and then become a human, to be neo, the neocortex, which is what, your human spirit, the higher mind. You have to realize when it's not useful. There's instances when it's useful. You see a tiger with its teeth out. Most likely, based on thousands of years prior, you're not going to engage with the lion. But that's so visceral and true, you know not to do it. You don't. But your brain can't tell the difference between a tiger with its teeth out and a new experience. if you're in that animalistic state. If you are in that animalistic state, you can't tell the difference between something that's gonna put you out of your comfort zone and make you better, and the tiger with his teeth.